The London Borough of Lewisham is changing. In recent years, significant public and private sector investment has meant that the borough's residents now benefit from a range of new and improved amenities, including new and improved primary and secondary schools, leisure and health facilities, open spaces, and better transport links. Every local authority is having to make difficult decisions about its finances. The government's cutbacks in support to local authorities have meant, in the case of Lewisham, that we have to reduce expenditure by £88 million over the next 4 years. But despite that, there are very important developments which we're still able to go ahead with in this borough. Developments that will make life better for everyone in Lewisham.
Lewisham has lots going for it, including great transport links, award-winning parks and open spaces, and a flourishing cultural scene. However, while we value the great things we have, we also recognise the need for change, as do many of the people who live, work and learn here. The Council believes that vibrant town centres are vital to the long-term social and economic well-being of local people, and therefore is committed to seeing through its plans for Lewisham, Catford and Deptford, which are designed to expand the range of public facilities and generally improve the local environment. Each of these plans involves some level of investment by the private sector. Fortunately, well-known developers are increasingly recognising the borough's huge potential.
We've been encouraged by the attitude of the members and the officers in Lewisham. We feel they're a pro-development borough. They understand the benefits that regeneration can bring to the borough, and are not afraid to roll the sleeves up and get stuck in to enable the delivery of those. There's been a lot of focus on the Olympic boroughs for the last 3 or 4 years, obviously. And we feel Lewisham's been a little bit ignored, and we think actually from our point of view, there's some growth potential here.
Another well-known developer, Barratt Homes, is working in partnership with the Council on the Renaissance scheme on Lone Pit Vale. Renaissance includes the borough's newest leisure centre, due for completion by 2013. As well as business premises, public space and over 700 new homes, the first of which will be completed this summer. New homes feature significantly in all the borough's major regeneration schemes. This is because the Council has a target to provide 11,050 of them over the next 10 years, as the borough's population is projected to increase from around 260,000 now to just over 284,000 by 2017. Many of these new homes will be built in and around town centres so as to benefit from their excellent public transport links and other facilities, while also preserving the borough's green space. As well as working to provide new homes, we will also continue to work with our partners to bring our existing housing up to decent homes standards and beyond. Almost £200 million will be spent improving the 10,000 properties previously owned by the Council, which have been transferred to our 4 housing provider partners. Another £94.5 million over the next 4 years has been allocated to the 13,000 tenanted homes now managed by Lewisham Homes. Wherever possible, work will also be carried out to regenerate existing estates like Heathside and Lethbridge.
This is an estate where we're knocking down some 500-600 homes and replacing it with 1,100 new homes. What makes this particular project fantastic? Well, it's true partnership. Residents are at the forefront, not only in design, but also in actually driving the project forward overall as well. This is a fantastic example of how the community can lead and actually make sure an area is regenerated.
The redevelopment of an existing estate is a key feature of the Council's plans for another of its town centres, Catford. The Council has had significant ambitions for Catford for a number of years, but several key factors have prevented these from ever moving ahead, until now.
Now, one of the things which historically has held schemes back in Catford has been the lack of control that the council has over land interests in the town centre. Last year it actually took the opportunity to change that and stepped in and bought the local shopping centre. And it did that in an innovative way which will be funded from the retailers of the actual centre to pay back the loan. I think really this is illustrative of the increasingly unorthodox approach really that the public sector and local authorities in particular have to take. If the council hadn't taken that kind of leadership role last year, I think we could well be in the position where plans for Catford were getting dusty on a shelf.
In Deptford and New Cross, dozens of individual projects are continuing to move forward. This autumn will see the opening of the Deptford Lounge and Tide Mill School complex, a landmark building that will combine both a school and a number of public sector services. The complex is the latest element in a 5-year programme that will have completely transformed Deptford Town Centre by the end of 2012, by which time new homes, a new town square, parking facilities and a brand new station building should have all been delivered. North Deptford includes a number of major sites owned by different private developers, including Convoys Wharf and the Surrey Canal Triangle. If planning permission is granted for these developments, they will be built in phases over a number of years. The council and its partners are continuing to discuss what new facilities and infrastructure may be needed in the area as a result, such as school places, doctors' surgeries and additional public transport. Already, significant amounts of work have been done to make it easier and more pleasant to get around the area on foot or by bicycle.
The council have been looking at a strategy to improve walking and cycling routes in the north of the borough. These routes aim to connect people to proposed development sites, key transport nodes, town centres and education facilities. This is Margaret Macmillan Park. It was completed in April 2010 and forms part of the first of the key walking and cycling routes. Feedback from local residents has indicated that people now feel safer using this route both day and night. The work's been funded by money from central government. The council are currently looking at other ways that they can fund the rest of the programme.
Neighbouring New Cross is seeing significant changes of its own. The 10-year New Deal for Communities programme delivered significant physical social improvements to the area, and now the New Crossgate Trust, which has succeeded the NDC, aims to build on that foundation. The Trust and the Council are committed to working together for the ongoing benefit of the area.
The NDC came to New Crossgate in 2001, so we're ending our 10th year now, and I think its key achievements have been around employment and training, around education, around the physical environment, improving the physical environment of the area. Besson Street Garden is a community garden. It's been in the area for 30 years. However, in the last 5-7 years, the NDC has invested quite a lot of money into the gardens. We've changed the railings, we've put in new buildings, we've made it into a true community hub. The Trust is the legacy organisation of the NDC, and it's a registered charity, and it's going to carry on doing some of the work that the NDC did over the previous 10 years. The Trust is very concerned about working in partnership with other agencies. It's going to be working closely with Lewisham Council. It's going to be working with the organisation that succeeds the PCT. And it's going to be working with a lot of the local organisations such as 170 Works, 170 Community Project, advice organisations in the local area.
The reinvigoration of our town centres will attract new businesses to the borough, which will in turn mean the creation of new jobs. Lewisham's local labour and business scheme aims to make sure that local residents and firms benefit from the opportunities that these new developments will bring with them.
Through the local labour and business scheme, we've supported a number of residents to enable them to gain their construction health and safety card, their security industry accreditation and food and hygiene certification. This equips them with the necessary paperwork to enable them to apply for jobs available through local development. We work in partnership with local employment support services to ensure that their customers hear about the employment and training opportunities available, and additionally we work with the candidates and employers to help them through the recruitment process.
Much of our regeneration activity is concentrated on the northernmost part of the borough, one reason being that this falls within the Thames Gateway area, which remains a focus for redevelopment and investment by the government. But there is still plenty happening elsewhere. By 2016, all secondary schools in the borough will have been rebuilt or refurbished under the Building Schools for the Future programme. While many authorities' schemes were cut short when the coalition government came to power, Lewisham's had been tightly managed and was therefore too far advanced to be much affected. Teachers and pupils at the schools completed so far are hugely positive about the impact their new surroundings are having on them.
As you go around the school, the new building, there's just a more business type approach to education. So in every classroom you will see ICT facilities, lessons will be linked to preparation for the world of work.
Even if you wasn't doing so well at the old school, and like you get this like, all right, it's my new opportunity now, new building. They're providing me so much. Like now it's my turn to prove myself. I think it boosts you up a bit. Like I can achieve.
The whole school is built around a central area which we describe as our sort of village green, and around that village green come on the ground floor are all our public spaces. So our refectory, our dining room, our library, which is essential to us, creating a love of books and a love of culture, and then Trinity Hall, where we have our worship every day, and worship is again at the heart of who we are as a community.
Like in the science classrooms, there's Samsung touchscreen boards now, which are great. All the pupils use them as well as the teachers.
Building work on Deptford Green School is currently underway, and work will begin later this year on rebuilding 3 further secondary schools: Bonus Pastor Catholic College, Prendergast Hilly Fields College and Addy and Stanhope. This is in addition to a new all-age school in Lewisham Town Centre, Prendergast Vale College, and a brand new special school for pupils with autistic spectrum disorder. All of these will be completed by 2013. The borough's young people will also benefit from a brand new state-of-the-art youth centre, building of which will get underway in Sydenham later this year for completion in 2012. Sydenham will also benefit next year from Transport for London funded improvements to its high street. Work is also now underway in neighbouring Forest Hill on the long-awaited redevelopment of its swimming pool. Various developments are ongoing in places such as Bellingham and Whitefoot. This film has given you a taster of just a few of the exciting projects happening right now across the borough, and there are many others. People Prosperity Place, our regeneration strategy, provides more context for the changes taking place, as do our local development framework core strategy and local economic assessment. You can keep up to date on our progress by visiting the Council's website or signing up for the Council's e-newsletter. Thank you to the individuals, groups and organisations who are supporting Lewisham in its efforts to change. Together, we will make Lewisham the best place in London to live, work and learn.